Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and today we have the technical session number 102. Our subject is hybrid concrete structure in civil construction materials. So, before going ahead, I would like to request you to press the bell icon, like it, share it, subscribe in order to reach the next video with the easy access. So, this is the hybrid foundation is different from the other traditional and the conventional foundation of the concrete because this is used in the high-rise building. We will discuss about the material and the features and what are the requirements for this special foundation in the concrete, major concrete structure. Uh, so hopefully it will be very informative. So let us go to the subject. So what is the hybrid foundation? According to the ASTM committee D18 on the soil and the rock standard practice for the classification of soil engineering purposes or the unified soil classification system ASTM International 2006. The hybrid foundation system defined as the combination of shallow and the deep foundation has been developed as an alternative of the large diameter suction pipe to tackle our increasing the flow line walking load and in the deep water subsea fields development and other major high-rise building structures. So there are 5 types of the foundation. The following different types of the foundation are used in the construction: shallow foundation, uh, individual footing or isolating footings, combined footings, strip foundation, raft or the mat foundation, deep foundation, pile foundation, drill shaft or the caissons foundations. The hybrid piling is also there. And so in that case, there is piling also as well as the strip footing also that is bracing to the piling, and the piling depend upon this raft also and a part of the additional footings and whatsoever it is. The 2 types of the foundation emerge results from the hybrid foundation. In general, all the foundations are divided into 2 categories: shallow and the deep foundation. The term shallow and the deep foundation refer to the depth of the soil at which it is placed. Generally, it is width of the foundation is greater than the depth and is labeled as the shallow foundations. The engineering structure are provided with the foundation at the base to fulfill the following objectives and the purposes. Number one, distribute the load of the structure over large bearing area as it as to bring intensity of the load within the safe bearing capacity of the soil lying underneath situation. The load of the bearing surface as a uniform rate as to prevent the equal settlement. This is also prevent the settlement. Number three, to prevent the lateral movement of the supporting materials. Number four is the to secure a level and to form a bed of the building's operations. Number five, to increase the stability of the structure as a whole on the safety purpose. Hybrid foundation is usually used for the high-rise building. It contains it contains both soil support, mat, and the piles. These types of the foundation is helpful in reducing the amount of the settlement. The hybrid foundation consists of both soil supported mat and the piles and is used principally to support the axial load. Uh, Axial load is the in the longitudinal direction. In Europe, the committee of the ASTM, they also studied about the too much about the hybrid piles and its designing and the foundation and get a data of a uh, feasible practice after reached to the milestone. The concept was that the combined foundation would be sufficient to support the applied axial loading with an appropriate factor of safety and that the settlement of the combined foundation at working load would be acceptable. So this is the main purpose for that foundation. The settlement uh, of a foundation is a dish shaped with the largest settlement in the center of the mat. To achieve the more uniform settlement of a structure, it has been suggested that the piles be clustered near the center of the mat. So there are piling for the different dias and their section also. The analysis of the such system is complicated because the settlement of the raft is affected by the pressure of the pile and because the pile's raft foundation consists of the conventional pile and the rigid shaft. As considering each of these foundation elements separately leads to the conclusion that interaction is available. The mat alone is certainly affected by the presence of the piles because the foundation is much stiffer than with the soil alone. So the design provision also the pile are the affected by the earth pressure from the raft because the increase the lateral stress by the on the piles affected the capacity of the side resistance. So in that case, the design is very, very essential and a key factor and for this hybrid piles in which the high-rise buildings and some typical buildings, heavy buildings can be sustained with easy access. So this was the briefing about the hybrid pile, which is a also a typical elements of the buildings and the backbone of the buildings. So this was the little introduction, but this is the design factors. The design calculation load should comply with the local codes and the nature of the strata and the volume of the building load intensity. This all the things should be covered within a time frame and under the umbrella of a technical study and the complete feasibility measures. So thank you very much and have a nice day. This was the briefing about the hybrid foundation. In next video, we will see each other with another subject. Thank you very much.